Welcome back, YouTubers. Today we're doing something a little different. We have to paint these pot light trims so that they match the ceiling, and I'll show you why. So let's get right into our demo. These are the pot light trims that we have to get ready to paint. We're going to spray paint them, and you can see that there's black inserts, so we're going to have to mask those off. And also, if we take a closer look, you can see that on a couple of them there's some oxidation taking place, and I think these were placed above a stove area, so they were getting steam and what have you. The water condensed on them. Now the other ones, if you see by comparison, they really discolored. That has a bit of oxidation too. But these ones here, they really discolored badly, because at one time we were using a lamp in here that gave off an incredible amount of heat. But nowadays, with the fluorescent bulbs, those curly bulbs, and the LEDs, we don't really have that kind of intense heat anymore. However, the damage has been done, so they look a little bit unsightly against a freshly painted ceiling. And also, they were glossy, and we want to make them flat. This is what we're using. It's a trim clad rust paint. It's just a spray bomb, and we have to dull off the factory finish before we use this, but it's a rust resistant product, so hopefully it will contain the rust that's been started, and any future rust will not start. So that's basically it. We're using the flat finish, and that should do the trick. The main idea of this video was to show you how we're going to prep these. The painting is pretty self-explanatory. We can follow the instructions on the can. But more importantly is how we're going to protect this black interior trim here. So I'm just going to take our masking tape, and what I'll do is I'll just lay it down and cover the edge of that ring. Like that. And I think I'll go ahead and just overlap that piece a little bit. What we're really doing is creating a really wide piece of this masking tape. And then I want to make sure, push down my fingernail there, I want to make sure that the tape is pressed down around that black trim. Then I'm going to take my Stanley knife, or my craft knife. This is a little bit on the big side, but it's the smallest one that I use, at least in my painting kit. So if you have a smaller one that you might be more comfortable with, an X-Acto knife, or there is a size of blade that's maybe half that width, doesn't matter, as long as it's sharp. And we want to follow the contour of that black ring. And then we want to take this off, the exterior part of the tape off. We didn't quite cut through there. I'm going to have to snap off a piece of this blade so that it is sharp, and then we just want to make sure to push that down with our fingernail. And if you don't have fingernails, maybe get a blunt, some kind of a blunt object, and then that one's ready to go. Before we put it aside for painting, we'll just take a piece of worn sandpaper, came off a sanding pole. It's not full of paint or anything. And then this is it was 150 grit, but it's been well worn. But all we want to do is dull this off. because we have a factory gloss finish on this. So we just go around it. We're not trying to take all the paint off or anything. Actually, that would be detrimental. We just want to buff it up, and we might take some of that rust off in the process, which is great. It's a surface rust, so that's even better than trying to hide it if it does come off. But either way, our objective is just to dull this off so that the other paint has a better chance of sticking. So there you have it. So now you can see all the units have been masked off, trimmed around, and we've dulled all the surfaces, and all the rust has pretty much come off, which is great. And some of this discoloration has come off, but not completely, and it turned out that it was a little bit greasy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a tack cloth, we're going to wipe everything down, get that dust off, and then we'll paint them. In lieu of a tack cloth, which I do have, but I just can't find it right now, I'm just going to take a regular cloth and dampen it and really wring it out so it's really just very slightly damp. And we're just going to take all the dust off each one of these. We're ready to paint. So it's a little bit dark in here, but just wanted to show you how these pot light trims look now. I know you didn't see them before, but you can see that they're flat white and the black is really standing out in sharp contrast to them. They blend into the ceiling color, so that's the look we were going for.